So 2 years in, is ProPLAY just a gimmick? Or is it actually something that a lot of people are sleeping on? So basically, ProPLAY is a technology that 2K is using to capture actual in-game NBA footage and put it in the game, but it impacts so much more than you think. And in this video, I'm going to discuss why you should consider integrating it into your bag using Zack Lavine. So Zack Lavine is one of my 2K ProPLAY MVPs. If you remember back in 2K23, I made a video on Zack Lavine calling him my NBA 2K GOAT. And while ProPLAY wasn't still a thing at the time, the evolution in his animations, starting with some of his mocap and then his ProPLAY animations throughout the year, shows you the potential of this system. And when you compound the additional creativity and freedom that the shot canceling system and then the new mechanics like go-to shots introduce, Zack Lavine is exactly why ProPLAY has potential to turn 2K upside of its head more than just replicating realism in a basketball video game. So what do I mean by this? So one common thing that I usually hear from people is that, you know, breaking out of animations takes too long. So for example, if we go to Zack Lavine's step back escape while holding R2, tap the right stick down, as you can see, there are some additional animations after the step back, but you can actually break out of it as soon as you're there. Now, takes some time, right? So I think it's like a second and maybe a 1 1/3 of a second before I can push the left stick. Even though I'm holding the left stick immediately up into the opposite direction, it takes a while for you to launch out of it. Now, we're gonna go into my career later on to show you how you can problem solve some of these things. But one way that you can combo out of these animations much more easily is by speed boosting out of it using your right stick combo. So right there is an example, or you can escape dribble combo, right? So as you can see, still not too fast, and the complaints about animation smoothness and fluidity seem valid from that perspective. But here's the thing, Zack Lavine is one of those unique 2K players that has a additional step back that takes care of a specific angle. And when in combination with the shot cancellation system, it shows you how you can cut animation short and then build combos out of them. So for example, ball in my left hand, holding R2, tap the right stick down. If I initiate a side hop jumper, that shows you an example of how you can combo out of the step back, cancel out of it, and then burst. Okay, so let's try to do that. Going to his right hand. It's not very smooth because of this particular animation. The pound dribble into the step back. So if I tap down, it's not smooth, right? So going to his right, not a very compelling move. And in the my career portion of this tutorial, I'll show you something a little bit better. But ball in your right hand, Zack Lavine step back going to his left. If you hold the right stick while holding turbo to execute his hidden hop jumper, which covers an angle that not many hop jumper packages have, it shows you a very compelling reason to use this because you can cut the Zack Lavine step back animation short. Again, one of our complaints, you have to wait until here to burst out of it. But if you use the Zack Lavine spin step back, you can immediately burst out of it, right? With the shot cancellation system to give you more options. So let's say you just want to do a faster version of Zack Lavine's go-to shot, which by the way is this. That's his go-to shot, right? Holding up on the right stick. If we want to do a faster version of that, just between the legs escape, hold R2 and hold the right stick to the left. And now with the shot cancellation system, you can burst out of it, speed boost into a fade, for example, again, or you can just simply do the go-to shot version, right? Or burst out of it. As you can see right there, you can do a smitty out of it. So if we do this, boom, 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 you can burst out of it to your left. Showing you the different ways that, you know, ProPLAY in combination with shot cancellation, go-to shots, hop jumpers You can even triple it up, as you can see right there, Smitty into the spin fade. So this shows you that I am of the opinion that ProPLAY and your animation packages are a puzzle. Now, the way the community is built, where they just seek out that one move that they saw from their favorite content creator, there is a depth of skill development and move development in 2K that very few people explore. So for example, why I say ProPLAY is a puzzle once again. If we do Zack Lavine's combo move, one good property out of it is that the momentum generated at the tail end of his combo move combos immediately into your step back jumpers, as you can see right there. Combo move combos directly into the momentum out of it, combos into that. It can also combo into your go-to shot, for example. But the other thing I want to show is that it will combo. Let's see if it will combo with their fade, as you can see right there. That's what I wanted to do. But if we hold R2 and hold the right stick to the left to try to execute that Zack Lavine spin hop jumper, you get a pound dribble side hop jumper or that lateral step back. But if you kill the animation quickly, boom, you can burst out of it, right? So now people think you can't burst out of it, but boom. So Zack Lavine is one of those guys that has a unique set of ProPLAY animations that, when taken together, you can now build up a combo system specifically out of it, right? So here, what I hope you learn is that, you know, and Zack Lavine is one of those guys that's like the perfect realization of what ProPLAY can do for you, man. Like, it's insane. He's got the complete set of animations. He's got pound dribble hop jumpers, triple threat hop jumpers going in each direction, and as I mentioned earlier on, a spin hop jumper that covers a unique angle that only Zack Lavine has. There are a few that also have it, but Zack Lavine just has that one angle right here that you can use in combination with a lot of his animations. And in my career, if you're playing that mode, specifically in combination with that Zack Lavine step back, with which a lot of people like. So now you can do this, boom. You can spin out of it, a la, you know, how did they do the Kyle Lowry left stick spin cancel. You can do a Smitty into a triple up, right? And again, that's possible because of ProPLAY, the introduction of mechanics like shot cancellations, go-to shots, and this is why when building up your My Career player, you now have to think about, okay, which shot creation move should I equip? And I'll have a separate video on the evolution of my chef shot creation system for 6 and up builds in a subsequent video, but I wanted to introduce this first. Okay, so those are the basics of why I think ProPLAY is so valuable and has so much potential. Currently at its its implementation, it's an uneven implementation where some players are just better than other players, but that's the NBA game, right? Not everyone can do not everyone has a deep and complicated bag. Like Devin Booker has a great ProPLAY bag. Zack Lavine, Steph Curry have great ProPLAY bags. You know, a lot of the Sacramento Kings players, former Kings players, De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Werther, Keegan Murray, they all have a deep ProPLAY bag. A lot of the Warriors players who played against the Kings in the 2023 playoffs have a deep ProPLAY bag. The more these get explored, and unfortunately the better some players perform in situations where the ProPLAY cameras are on, that's where we'll see the system develop even more. So I wanted to make that point, and now let's step into the My Career side of things to show you an even deeper evolution of how ProPLAY, different shot creation mechanics, and different systems can come together to elevate your shot creation style and make you more dynamic and creative out there. All right, so now we're going into my career to show you that there's a next step into how ProPLAY sort of integrates into different game modes. And we're seeing that now with the invincible cards in my team. But in theory, you could have done this at the beginning of the year in 2K25 with your My Player, right? So again, I have Zack Lavine step back equipped. Okay. Again, what is our main complaint out of this is that you have to wait until you get that float dribble right here before you can burst out of it, even though you're holding the left stick immediately. All right. You can sort of make it faster by doing the right stick method, but you know, there are just some animations that regardless of which speed boost method you use, either the left stick or the right stick, you know, it just takes a whole lot of time to play out. So again, what's our solution? Going to your right, we're gonna use again the Zack Lavine spin step back as our crossover. Okay, boom, 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 burst, and then for example into our fades. Again, simply you can we cover this in the Zack Lavine 2KU video part of the video, but that's an example of how to do it. But now, what about going to my what about going to my left? We get this pound dribble step back that doesn't allow us to do that sort of explosion very quickly, right? So now we've got Del on right, go to shot equip, hold R2, tap the right stick down, and then you have that quick Del on right go to shot explosion. So what's Del on right's go to shot? So out of the triple threat position, it's that, but with the ball in your right hand, you get a fast crossover burst, which we will use now in combination with a Zack Lavine step back. So do this, boom, boom, burst, there you go. So now, when you're doing the Zack Lavine step back, either going to his left or now going to his right, you have options. Okay, you have options out of it, and that's possible because of ProPLAY. ProPLAY need not be this strict set of guidelines that you have to follow to simulate basketball. As I showed, there's ways that ProPLAY can actually, you know, combo more fluidly with a lot of the different, as you can see right there, shot creation styles that this game allows. So instead, boom, boom. And that shows you the depth of this game that, and frankly, the community hasn't explored yet. And I understand why. The way the community is built, you know, certain styles are more popular than the others. You got your Steve Francis's, your pick and rolls, whatever. But I'm here to show you that there is a depth to 2K25 and a freedom in what we can do with animations that is not yet explored, frankly. And I think that's where the growth of the community as a whole needs to take place. Understanding, for example, how these animations and combo systems work. And I swear to God, I'm seeing people using the Chef Crew system and calling it some form of their own. And you know, the Zack Lavine system. You know, maybe other people have figured it out, but I've been hip to Zack Lavine since 2K23, man. Zack Lavine has some of the best animations in the game. So there you have it. I hope you learned something new. I also showed you a few clips in the rec of how I use these moves and the freedom that it allows, the creativity that it can spark, and why I think 2K moving forward, if it addresses some of the kinks in the dribble engine system, the shot creation system, why I think we have a lot to look forward to if you are particularly a ethical shot creator and dribbler, but also if you're thinking about taking your shot creation to the next level beyond what simulation basketball will tell you it should look like. I think there's a lot to look forward to. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. ProPLAY and the animation system in 2K25, I think vastly misunderstood. Not saying it's perfect. There's still a ways to go. I've always maintained since the start of the year, while I think this 2K is one of the best mechanically and in terms of systems development, It's in the early transition stages where systems need time to fully play out, and we have to be a little bit more patient. But at its core, I think it's getting better. I think I've shown in this video that there's some potential for creativity, and there's a lot to look forward to. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.